Well, hello. Welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. I hope that everyone had a fantastic Saturday. And I thought I would continue to discuss the great emperor of the Republic of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, until he changes his evil ways. Hey, we're not giving him a break, and we are not stopping. Do me one small favor, folks, if you will, hit that little thumb. That is the like button. That tells YouTube that you are most assuredly enjoying this content. All right. As you fill up the chat room, also share this stream out on your various forms of social media. That really helps the channel to grow immensely. And everything that you're doing for the channel is very much appreciated. You know what song came to mind when I thought about this live and some topics which we've been discussing. It seems like since the beginning of time. Let me know if you remember this particular song, and it sure does explain what is going on. The sun shines, and people forget. The spray flies as the speedboat glides. People forget they're hiding. The girls smile, and people forget. The snow packs as the skier tracks. People forget they're hiding behind an eminence front. Eminence front, it's a put on. It's an eminence front. It's an eminence front. Eminence front, it's a put on. It's a put on. It's a put on. Come and join the party, dressed to kill. Yes, won't you come and join the party, dressed to kill? Oh, all right. I didn't hear anyone call out that song or the artist or the year. All right. Hope everyone's doing all right. All right. Yes, they will, Prosperity. Let me go ahead and do this roll call. Prosperity, our great sister, our boots on the ground in Chicago. I hope that you are okay and safe. I had someone send me a message saying, please let me know that our great sister, Prosperity, is okay. I said, oh, she warned me, and she lets me know she doesn't put herself in harm's way. So thank God everything is all right. Greg, how are you doing? Nemo, of course, is here. Hello. Connie Mello is here. How you doing? Citizen Kane, also our boots on the ground. Prosperity and I got scads of juicy dirt behind the fallout from Brandon Johnson with the help of U.S. Rep. Pramila Jayapal, okay, Democrat from California, attempting to not answer my question at Friday's presser. All right, well, hey, tell us everything you want us to know. Thank you. All right. Saria, hello, love. How are you doing? Bobby Corrigan is back. Are you still in the Maine mountains? All right. Be safe. My girls, hello. Tina Tover, of course, is here. How you doing, Maga Maha? Crazy. I have friends in Chicago. Don't go out anymore because it's horrible. Boom. So Maga Maha, your great emperor, Brandon Johnson, keeps saying, there is nothing to see here. Everything is fine. So again, I don't listen to him. I listen to the people who are actually there dealing with this issue. So I'm listening to Maga Maha. I'm listening to our great sister Prosperity. I'm listening to Citizen Kane. All right. Who else is here that I missed? Joel, hello. MC, how you doing? Maga tomorrow. Sorry about that. You're fine, Maga. We're going to get everyone eventually, aren't we? All right. So I wanted to share this because I was just looking and what was it? How many people were shot? And again, he just keeps saying this is today, October 25th, a shooting at a car wash left. One man dead, another in critical condition. So these shootings are continuing. And we don't need any help. Oh, wow. So again, we are ignoring what he's saying. I don't understand how the crimes are down and the funerals are going up. Boom. Connie, his math is way off. Okay. Hello, Joel. And so a 37-year-old man was killed and a 29-year-old was critically injured after being shot and then crashing their car. The incident occurred just after 5:20 a.m. in the 4400 block of West Augusta Boulevard. Two men were driving when they were fired upon by an unknown shooter. The shooting caused their vehicle to crash. So, and look at all of this is recent. This isn't from a month or two ago. Okay. And he's still saying, oh, everything is fine. Three men were shot in a parking lot. And so we could go on and on and on. And then 1 week ago, 4 people were shot and wounded. So again, we are definitely not listening to anything that man has to say. He will not tell the truth. Oh my God. Okay, we will continue. And our great sister, Miss Prosperity, she is always sending me links exposing the hypocrisy. So we're going to look at some of her clips. And I'll show you. I don't know if you were keeping up with the serial puncher just walking up and just knocking women out. Citizen Kang says, the news from the police scanner radio is that folks were looting various businesses in the loop with the news that the federal government is cutting off SNAP. Citizen Kang, does anyone have footage of that? Because, I just did a video on that. And they said if their food stamps are cut off, that is definitely that's what they're going to do. They said that. So how many of you remember this woman's face, a mother of 11 kids? She was recovering from this guy, and I'll play this video. The serial puncher. And I'm just saying, this guy needs to be off the streets permanently. Lives lost every day. What a shame. Brandon Johnson, please go away. Boom. Yeah, Connie, you remember this is a mother of 11 children. Just minding her own business, and she gets knocked out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got you. Thank you, Prosperity. Okay. I hope you can see it now. Excuse me. All right. Thank you, Prosperity. I thought it was sharing. It was not. I think we're ready now. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. If you can't hear or see, if you let me know, I will correct it if I'm able to. Thank you so much. Here we go. I'll start it now. And this woman,
Lakeville woman is recovering after.
I'm going to show you I don't know, is this guy out of jail now? But this guy, a habitual offender who should not have been on the streets to start with.
A stranger punched her in the face in the Loop last month.
Suspect in that attack has spent time behind bars before over the exact same scenario. WGN's Brona Tumulty has details.
Good evening. You're about to meet Kathleen Miles, who lives here in Lake Villa, but she goes to the city regularly for work. Now, 2 weeks ago, that's where she was, down in the Loop, when someone approached her, punched her in the face and knocked her out cold. Her alleged attacker has also been accused of doing the exact same thing to other women as well.
All I can think of is it takes so much anger to hit somebody with so much force.
Kathleen Miles is a Lake Villa mother of 11 kids and grandmother to 7, known as the rock of the family.
This has really rocked our whole family because the rock needs somebody to take care of her.
She's worked in the Loop for the last 20 years and was walking with a co-worker to the train a couple of weeks ago along West Washington when she says a stranger blew through them and lashed out, striking her in the face.
There was no way to be prepared for this.
The attacker, we're told, then watched as she lay on the ground bleeding before a good Samaritan, who turned out to be State Senator Willie Preston, stepped in, took off his shirt and held it on the wound. She suffered a litany of injuries, including a broken nose and multiple facial fractures. But this suspect is well known to authorities and us as well, because 32-year-old William Livingston is someone we've told you all about before.
Turn my head like that, and there's a man just like directly in front of me, and he just like punched me in the face.
That's Cami Bleckschmidt, whom we chatted with in 2022. The then DePaul student had a very similar experience in the Loop, telling us she was amongst 4 women back then randomly attacked by Livingston inside a 22-minute time frame. Chicago police records show he's been arrested over and over and over, accused of similar attacks in at least 7 of the last 10 years. Kathleen and her loved ones now wondering how many more women will be made victims.
Whether it's mental health or the justice system or something, I feel he's been failed, and as a result, we've all been failed.
Now, in Kathleen's case, Livingston is accused of multiple felonies, including aggravated battery. He was arrested on the 19th when this happened. He's still behind bars, and he is due back in court on the 15th. We're in Lake Villa. Bronagh Tumulty.
All right, so crime is down. Tell me another one, right? Let me go. I wanted to show you, and if those of you just coming in, I've already shared, I think 4 people were shot. So let me go back. Yeah, these brutal attack. Let me show you. Crime is down. Oh. And this just happened. This was uploaded one day ago.
To live oncoming car for months. We feel originally and brutally attacked across the city. A number of times. I asked police about that since I was originally told investigating. Chicago police
But crime is down. Your great emperor loves and cares for his citizens so much. Hold on. Okay, is my screen? Come on, StreamYard. Okay, let me try again. I was watching another content creator, and they were having some issues with StreamYard too. So, yeah, let me thank you guys for, ladies and gentlemen, for letting me know. Let me start. Let me try again. Jeez. So StreamYard is having some technical difficulties. So thank you. When you type it in the comment section, then I can see what's going on. So I do appreciate that. Let me start this over, folks. I'm sorry.
We told you for months now about some random attacks on women across Chicago, punched, often in the head. Another one of those victims is now coming forward. She's sharing her story in an exclusive interview with CBS News Chicago investigator Tara Molina.
Mommy Kessie was walking in her uptown neighborhood when she says a man punched her in the head and knocked her out. Months later, she's still dealing with the aftermath and asking why police aren't doing more to catch this man, with women being attacked like this across the city.
That's the most traumatic thing I've ever experienced.
One punch knocked out cold in the street.
All I heard was a sucker punch to my right side, which collapsed me to the floor.
A concussion, broken nose, torn retina, injured shoulder. She went to Weiss Hospital but was referred to Northwestern for their trauma unit. Mommy Kessie was hurt in May and tells me she is still dealing with the impact, still getting medical treatment.
I have headaches. I have to keep taking all these painkillers.
This is where it happened.
Exactly right here, because I stopped to let the oncoming car finish turning.
For months, we've told you about women randomly and brutally attacked across the city, a number of times in the center of the city. Oftentimes, like in her case, punched in the head. It's why this victim has been reaching police about her attacker since it happened. Shocked to learn this week, the investigation was suspended.
That was my main concern, that they get this guy off the street.
I asked police about that, since I was originally told detectives were investigating. Chicago police confirmed they suspended the case because there, quote, are no additional investigative leads at this time. We found cameras on every corner of the...
So, but you are refusing help from the president who is offering help, but you're doing everything in your power. Oh, that's right. You have a security detail of how many, Prosperity? 200 officers, he and his wife. But you won't protect the citizens. I know one thing. If these were illegal immigrants who were being attacked, he would do something. Boom. Cameras everywhere you turn, and you suspend the investigation. Oh, Prosperity. Yeah, Tina, yes. Oh, if people vote for this man again, I'm done. I am done. But cameras everywhere. He has 150 security detail. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, 150. Thank you, Prosperity. But he won't protect American citizens that live in Chicago. Yes, Monique. This is what angers me. Saria, yes.
Intersection where the attack was reported, and made our own requests for video. Requests I relayed to Chicago police. Mommy Kessie says she'll keep pushing, and she's speaking out, hoping to save another woman from going through what she has.
I don't want it to happen to anybody else.
Now, Chicago police will not tell us when this investigation was suspended, but they do say they could open it back up at any time if new information becomes available. Reporting in the Uptown neighborhood, I'm Tara Molina, CBS News Chicago, investigators.
So again, we are not going to stop what, we're reporting. This is not acceptable, folks. MAGA, the only problem is if women carry with them, we are obviously weaker, so we're at risk of losing that protection and becoming a victim of our own attempt to survive. MAGA, I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're absolutely right, because if you go out and you're not really on guard and paying attention, and you do have something to protect yourself, they could easily take it from you. So that's a very valid point. How you doing, Beverly? Connie, no one is safe. Always make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Connie, I say that when I end every live, I say that because it's becoming really dangerous. And especially, if you're in a city where you cannot carry protection. Oh my God. And now I told you I'm here at Fort Bragg and Pope Air Force Base. We're all packing. The only time I can't protect myself, I can't take a firearm on school grounds. So when I'm at school, when I'm leaving school, I'm vulnerable then, but I can't have anything on the school grounds. Jeremiah, I can send you the address of the new casa soon. Okay, Jeremiah, great. Perfect. Brenda, the cameras there are to keep an eye on us, but not the criminals. Brenda, say it again for the people in the back, love. Yes, it's obvious when the cops don't respond when there's an issue. At least the cops in London actually use the cams. Yes, Brenda, Brenda, do you live in London? Because I've been to London. I went when I was in high school, and I loved every minute of it. Oh my, Connie, yes. OMG. But again, that's why prosperity, Citizen Kane, I'm always talking about Chicago. I had a family member say, why are you always talking about Chicago? There are things going on elsewhere. But Chicago, I said, if I talk about, a small town, who's going to watch it? But New York, Chicago, LA. Yes, Maga Maha, suspended. When do you, as an investigator, say, well, there's a guy punching women, knocking them out. Guess we should hold off on that. Boom. When it makes sense to you, explain it to me, please, sir. I believe it would be a different story if teachers could have a gun in the school. Tina, yes, and they won't allow us to do that. How you doing, Sherry Yelverton? Hello, beautiful Sherry Yelverton. Brenda, no, not from there, but have friends there. Okay, Brenda, thank you, love, for the clarification. So I wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to show you, I don't know who this is on Instagram. But let me stop sharing this. Hit the like button if you are enjoying the content. Also, vote the clowns out. Greg, I feel so bad for people like Citizen Kane and, Prosperity. They live there, and these people keep voting for this. It's crazy. Oh. And I had another short video. Let me find it. Is that guy out of jail? Let me check. I had something else. When I'm preparing for my live, and today I didn't have as much time as I normally do because I went out of town and then I rushed back. So, but I did see something. You have to be a better person in order to have a better neighborhood. Yes, Maga, you know it. So let me see. I did see something on this guy, the serial puncher. And he was, let me see, is he out? Anyway, I'll show you another short video on the serial puncher. And then Miss Prosperity shared some videos with me too. All right, so let me share this. This is Chicago news. I'm queuing it up for you now. If you will, hit the like button. Also, let me know if you cannot see it. And I will keep trying until you can. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. I think hopefully you can see it. Can everyone see clearly? And then I'll share some of our great sisters' videos, and then we're done. Jeremiah says, that's why I'm confused when 2 boys are suspended because a girl identified as a boy was in the boys' locker room, but it's not okay for a male identified as female. Jeremiah, it's a mess. Maga, when I was cleaning today, I heard about a Halloween party where a bunch of people were injured and a few of them are no longer with us. Where was that, Maga? Yes, Monique, it's awful. So listen to this.
Violently attacking women, punching them with no warning.
Today, we're learning disturbing new information about the alleged serial puncher and his criminal past. CBS News Chicago investigator.
Miss Prosperity. Greg says, is Johnson up for re-election in the midterms? I think so, but I'm not sure. Can we get some clarification, Prosperity? I think he is. Okay, Maga, thank you. I'll check into that story. Prosperity said yes. Yeah, because we've already discussed it. He is up. Miss Prosperity, if they vote that man back in office, OMG, I cannot. And again, those just joining us, this guy, he's charged with 6 felonies. They suspended the case.
Tara Molina joins us live now. Tara, you're asking why more wasn't done to prevent these attacks.
They know this guy. They know his history. So he is still being held as far as I know. His name is Derek Rucker.
That's exactly what we're asking the Cook County State's Attorney's Office and the Chicago Police Department, Joe and Erica. This man was actually in court today facing 6 felony charges, some of the first felony charges that he's faced, and we've learned that he's been ordered detained following that court hearing. Charges ranging from battery and assault to trespassing and theft. Mugshots dating back to 2006. Take a look at your screen and you'll see the lengthy criminal charging history of 37-year-old Derek Rucker. In court today, facing 5 felony charges for aggravated batteries against women and a police officer. Rucker was arrested Thursday on State Street after police say he struck a 44-year-old woman in the face. The scenes on your screen, the other incidents police say Rucker is behind the past few weeks. Police say he assaulted a Chicago police officer, punched a woman in the face with a closed fist, knocking her to the ground, spit on a woman, and punched a woman in the back of the head on a CTA platform. Video posted on TikTok and obtained by the Chicago Tribune shows police arresting Rucker, the man in the blue, in that incident the end of last month.
This person shouldn't be on the street.
Why? CBS News Chicago legal analyst Irv Miller pointing to a misdemeanor from November of last year. A misdemeanor he says should have been charged as a felony.
So remember our great sister, how you doing, Pennywise? Yes, he's a coward. He's not hitting men. He's hitting women. So he must be a low T male. Why? Because he knows if he hits a man, the man will turn around and knock him out. He's doing this to women. So he's a bully. Exactly, Pennywise. Prosperity, the last man that hit me in the face landed in jail instead of HELL. Since the police saved his Prosperity said, I don't play that. Remember that show from the 90s, Living Color? Homie, don't play that. Tina, that's why we need the insane asylums opened back up. Yes, because American citizens can't be that stupid. Right, my girls? If they are, I'm done. So this guy, he should not have been on the street. How you doing, Jackalow? Anyway, can you believe this crap?
He knew at that time they did at least 30 arrests.
The police report from that case detailing Rucker spitting on the police officer arresting him after he assaulted a 62-year-old man with a belt and stick, cutting his head. Police said at the time they charged him with a misdemeanor because they couldn't reach his victim. When I asked Chicago police about that today, they reiterated they couldn't reach the victim. But
the problem with that is he was arrested at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they approved the misdemeanor charge at 6 o'clock at night. And that's not really a lot of time to look for somebody that's the victim of a serious crime.
So did they even look? Because remember, those of you just joining us, they suspended the case. And again, we were here talking like there are cameras everywhere. Why would they do that? And with his rap sheet, he's past being a habitual offender. Why is this guy out walking around? Prosperity, the police claim they can't arrest him if they don't answer the door. Boom. They couldn't reach the victim because the victim was severed from its head. Jackalow, you know, they make up anything, right? Yeah.
And get this, Rucker was on felony probation at the time for assaulting a nurse in the hospital months before. Miller says police should have notified the state's attorney and sought felony charges, telling me these cases, all preventable.
If he would have been charged with a felony on the case involving the 62-year-old gentleman, I have no doubt that he would have been detained pending his trial
Remember, our great sister Prosperity told us how they misclassify crimes, and we know they do that so it doesn't look so bad. And again, that's why they're checking the books in DC right now, right? Oh,
in the Cook County Jail, and he would not have been on the streets, so it never would have happened.
Again, Chicago police only saying they could not reach the victim in that case to elevate that charge from a misdemeanor to a felony. I did reach out to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office multiple times today. No response from them quite yet, headed into this evening. For now, reporting live in the loop, I'm Tara Molina, CBS News Chicago investigators.
Tara.
so yeah, there's that. Crime is down. See why we don't listen to that crap? That's all he says. And they have, Monique, they have allowed it for years. Johnson would not even give them the time of day. Right, Brenda? He's a disgrace. They hold whole precincts. Oh, Maga Maha said that they have whole precincts that keep them from reporting the truth, Maga Maha, because that's kind of what our Sister Prosperity was saying with the misclassification. That way it doesn't seem so bad. And then some people that were interviewed said they've called the police when the crimes were committed and no one showed up. If the police don't show up, the crimes are not reported. But everything's good. Thank you, Connie. All right, let me see if I can get these videos that our great sister shared with us. Of the great emperor of Chicago. Crime is down. Get out of here. This guy. We have to pray, Miss Prosperity. You need to. Miss Prosperity says that they won't vote for this guy again. Misclassification or refuse to issue a report. Prosperity, they do their own thing, right? Pritzker says crime is down, but no one pushed back regarding their lack of reporting. Right, Jagalo?
This year's budget, it's the Protecting Chicago budget. It acknowledges
it's the Protecting Illegals budget. I'll continue.
It's a harsh reality that I think that we all can agree on. We are living in unprecedented times. As I speak this morning about our budget, we have National Guard troops from the state of Texas that are waiting on a court order to deploy to our streets. Our federal government is in a shutdown with no end in sight. Masked men with long guns, armed vehicles, who have shot residents with no transparency and no oversight.
I'll tell you one thing. If I were there, I would, with everything going on in Chicago so far as crime is concerned, I would be very happy and welcoming to the federal agents, to the troops. I'm hoping that that little court situation works out and they allow, I mean, the people are begging for them to come and help them. What a disgrace this man is.
We have ICE agents harassing Chicagoans, shooting pepper balls at faith leaders. And
this bum, come on, Chicago pastor claims he was praying. Now, remember, we said they do a lot of things. And then when the retaliation comes, they play the victim. So stop it.
And detaining journalists. We had Chicagoans in South Shore were awakened in the middle of the night to the sound of Black Hawk helicopters and doors being busted down. We had a Border Patrol detain a member of our city council for simply asking to see a warrant.
And again, they never tell you the full story, okay? Yes, it is, Citizen Kane. We're waiting to see what the high court decides. How you doing, Ruby? If crime is down in Chicago, so is Governor Fred Flintstone Pritzker's bathroom scale. And we know that's not down, not for Pretzel Pritzker. Ruby comes in, every time Ruby comes in, she comes in, just full boom. No chaser.
We had another mother screaming, pulled from her car while she was in line to pick up her children from school.
Notice he never says, thank you. You see, our great sister has undocumented by choice. Prosperity, go ahead and drop your channel link, love. How you doing, Raul Havana? While Trump was working at McDonald's, Kamala was doing fine. Wasn't that a restaurant, Raul Havana? All right, here we go.
One resident told the media that they put Black people in one van and immigrants in another. That gets at the core of the issue. When they come for any of us, they come for all of us.
No, they don't. That's a lie. If you are not committing crimes, you will be fine. I do not have a problem. If they ask for my ID, boom, here you go. Get the criminals out. Foreign and domestic. Boom. I don't care. Margie, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Margie, yes, we were just talking about the high court, and I hope they rule in Trump's favor. I really do.
They are pitting law enforcement against law enforcement.
No, sir, that's what you're doing.
These unaccountable federal agents have tear gassed our police officers on 2 separate occasions. The President of the United States of America called for my imprisonment along with the governor because we disagree with him.
I call for it too. I'm with President Trump.
Now they are trying to militarize and occupy our city. But it's not just the boots on the ground, you all. What is even more devastating is the economic attacks. The Trump attack on our city is an economic attack on our city. The harsh reality is we're dealing with.
Okay, and I'll pause it so you can read this. $22.1 billion to ensure no additional federal dollars go towards discriminatory, illegal, and wasteful contracting practices.
With the Trump cuts. The Trump cuts to public health, the cuts to public safety, to Medicaid, to SNAP.
Sir, so what about the cuts? What about the millions and billions of dollars that has been spent on non-American citizens? Oh, you forgot to mention that? That's why I'm here.
To services that address homelessness and
I can't with this. It is, all of you who are complaining, it is difficult to listen to this guy. It is.
Drug addiction, his cuts to violence prevention, his cuts to public education.
So what? I don't want to hear about Trump's cuts. I don't want to hear any of that. I want to hear about the taxpayer money that you spent. You had the money, but you decided to spend it on illegal aliens. So shut your face.
And transportation. This is not rhetoric. This is a reality. In fact, all of the cuts that he has declared on the city of Chicago are the very things that descendants of slaves fought for post the Civil War.
Keep slaves out of your mouth. Why are you going back to slavery, Emperor Johnson? We're talking about your tenure as mayor of Chicago. So don't go back to slavery because we're not emotional people, okay? We want you to own up to what you have done.
Trump's budget cuts, $1 trillion from Medicaid.
Good.
The Trump administration is enacting the largest cut to SNAP in our nation's history.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for President Trump. I'm glad that he had. It is time. That is biblical. I'm not a preacher and I don't play one here on YouTube. It is not the federal government's job. Now, again, let me preface it with this. Bye, SNAP. Pennywise, you've been here long enough. You've heard me say I would take care of the elderly, the veterans, the disabled, everyone else. You need to figure it out. If one job won't do, we'll go out and get two. Boom. We don't care what you're talking about. We do not. Yes, Pennywise, I told you my dad's a vet, so I will never, ever, ever leave out our vets. Oh, no, 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 no. Tina, he's sickening. Raul, they go from bad to worse and they don't get it. And our great sister, Prosperity and Citizen Kane, they're stuck there surrounded by a wall of blue. Steve Bishop, how are you? The Democrats always have to remind their sheep to stay on the plantation. Don't they always, Steve? They always bring up slavery. And he's talking about the slavery, the Civil War. Sir, Emperor Johnson, we don't want to hear about that, okay? We want to hear about all the money that you squandered on non-American citizens. And until then, I wouldn't even talk to this guy. And he just ignores you. He won't even address it.
And Trump's tariffs are driving up the cost of food.
Brenda, I did a video on that. If you want to see, all of these big back EBT women talking about, well, if you cut my food stamps, I'm going to Walmart. And I'll drop the link. I did a video on that. There was this these two big back women, and they had like $700 worth of groceries from Walmart they had ripped off. Brenda, look, there's the link for that video. I just dropped it. Yeah, so they're telling people are on their social media pages talking about what they're going to do. So, yeah. American citizens don't want the $1.5 trillion back in there. No, you had money and you squandered it. Now you get no money.
That's why we are not including the grocery tax in our budget proposal. Billions were cut from housing, from the unhoused, putting 170,000.
The unhoused. So again, he never says American citizens. Pennywise, get a job and stop stealing. Boom. Thank you. Exactly. Pennywise, they have somewhere for them to go. So sorry, not sorry. Yes, Neiman. Yeah, Nemo. That's all he is.
1,000 Americans at risk of homelessness. In Chicago, we still believe that the solution to homelessness is housing.
You have housing, but you gave it to non-American citizens, sir, Emperor Johnson. So it's not the federal government's job. That's your job to take care of your constituents. So stop it.
And that's why you will find an increase in funding for homelessness services and our rapid rehousing program, which has already connected thousands of Chicagoans from street encampments to long-term stable housing. $2.1 billion withheld from the Red Line extension. Now, look, I don't have to tell you all how hard the Southsiders fought for this investment. 50 years they fought for this transformative investment.
They've also fought for decent housing, which you did not give them. That's why so many homeless Americans are homeless in Chicago. You did nothing for them. You brought these people in from all of these other countries and papered them up, $10,000 a month in food stamps. You unboarded buildings that had been boarded up, and you housed illegals. So stop it.
And Trump just cut it without a second thought. With the expiration of ESSER funds and the funds that were withheld by Trump over our Black Student Success Plan, Our public school system is losing more than $1.8 billion.
And they're losing money because they're full of illegals who have not been vetted. Their children have not had the required vaccinations. And as quiet as it's kept, remember I mentioned that to you before. They're trying to keep down the communicable disease situation as well.
That money, this money, the money that should be going to our public schools is instead going to Border Patrol and billionaires.
Good.
That's why this budget proposal includes the largest city investment in our public schools in the history of Chicago through a historic $1 billion TIF surplus.
He's nuts. For real.
These funds will ensure that we are protecting our young people from the Trump administration's attempt to dismantle and privatize our public education system, that we are protecting special education teachers, restoring funding for our Black Student Success Plan, and making sure our—
What a crop for their Black student success. Oh my, I can't with this guy. You don't want me to pull up Chicago state test scores. This guy is full of hot air. Pennywise, he thought he was getting an applause. What a joke. Prosperity, these students are dumb as bleep. Boom. So what's this bum talking about? I've already done videos and I've already pulled up the test scores for the students of Chicago. So don't get me started. Right, Jeffrey?
Our lowest paid workers receive their pensions. The city will do its part while we continue to work with our partners at the state to deliver on the $1.6 billion promised of evidence-based funding for CPS. These funds will also provide additional revenue for city colleges, our libraries, and our parks so that Chicagoans can continue to pursue their educations and enjoy.
He's saying Chicagoans, and he's not meaning American Chicagoans. He's talking about the illegals. Since he won't say it, I will. Prosperity said, my kids went to charter schools and they want to get rid of that that charter. How you doing, Laura? Laura said he's a liar. Boom. They want to get rid of charter schools because those that don't know how it works, each time a child leaves a public school, if they go to a charter school or whatever, that money leaves that school. So they're not doing any educating, but they don't want that money to leave. Get out of here.
Our city, no matter their zip code. We are making these historic investments because the Trump cuts will have, you all, real impact on the poor and working people of Chicago, and they will degrade the quality of life for all Chicagoans. And that is what we must understand more than anything else in this moment. We are all connected. We all have a shared destiny as a city. We will prosper together, or
no, we won't.
Or we will flounder alone. As Dr. Martin Luther King
dropping those truth bombs. Prosperity, are his kids in private school? His kids don't go to a school. No. Where do they go, Prosperity, if you know? Drop it in the comment section.
Warned us 60 years.
I know one thing. I bet his children are going to a school, a nice school where they're being actually taught something. Not the crappy schools that he's talking about now.
Years ago, he made this point very clear. Whatever affects one directly affects us all indirectly. As long as there is poverty in this world, no man can totally be rich, even if he has $1 billion. And here's the reality, you all. Oh. There's never been a better time to be a billionaire in America. There's never been a better time to be a large corporation in our country.
This guy, I can't with him. Tijuana Border Jumper, how you doing, love? Welcome.
It is critical, you all, that we make Chicago as easy as possible to build because it is that dynamism, that endless pursuit of innovation that keeps our city vibrant and economically strong. We are doing our part as a local government. We have built, rehabbed, and preserved more than 4,000 affordable units already, with another 1,600 under construction.
Yeah, for illegals, not American citizens.
Almost 5,000 more units in our pipeline. We are converting our vacant office spaces downtown into affordable units and our vacant lots into owner-occupied housing.
Miss Prosperity, drop it in the chat. Who is he doing all this for?
While welcoming billions in new investments from across our city. But as we develop our city, it's critical that we take steps towards the protection of our environment and continue the fight for environmental justice that started right here in Chicago. This budget delivers on the promise to rebuild the Department of Environment by expanding its staff significantly while continuing to invest in programs that reduce emissions. In this moment, we must be intentional about responding to the targeted attacks by the Trump administration against those that are most vulnerable with additional protections for our people. And for Chicagoans who are at risk of falling into homelessness, we have our first dedicated position to.
And again, everything you hear this clown talking about is not for American citizens. You see who it's for. Our great sister, she has that on the screen. It's for illegals. Ruby, I understand Chicagoans are on the hook for $800 million for that Obama mausoleum, aka museum. Woo! Chicago is something, right, Connie? Black people better wake up. Nemo, they better
advocate for renters' rights.
Share, yes, for illegals, but not for American citizens.
And additional investments in our shelters. And for Chicagoans with disabilities, we will continue investing in our home modification program. And for our seniors, we are protecting our investments in our satellite senior centers.
How you doing, Sherry? Thank you for joining us. Sherry says, why won't he reach into his bank account and get some of that money he stole from the American people and take care of his constituents? Sherry, yes. Oh my God. That makes too much sense, right, Sherry? OMG. How you doing? Conspiracy Queen, the rich entrepreneurs that are raking in millions in this admin in Chicago. Okay.
So that our elders have access to resources and a real sense of community. And for the LGBTQ Chicagoans, we are hiring the first ever dedicated city staff to advocate for the queer community.
Okay.
And for our returning residents from incarceration, we are earmarking our cannabis funding to support our Office of Reentry and Job Training programs.
Dorian.
And we will continue to build and expand on our Know Your Rights campaigns and strengthen our protections in our immigrant communities in Chicago. I want to take a moment to thank Beatrice Ponce de Leon, our Deputy Mayor for Immigrant, Migrant, and Refugee Rights.
With what money is he planning? Tijuana, before you came in, he was talking about how, okay, the federal money that President Trump is withholding, he's talking about all the things he had planned to do with that money. He's not talking about the money he's already squandered and spent on illegals. Timu, Martin Luther King speech. Prosperity, yes. MAGA, the illegals are not our immigrant community. Our immigrant community did it legally. Boom. Yeah, MAGA, that's what I'm saying. Brenda, love the floating money. Oh yeah, our great sister Prosperity, she does all that stuff. It's wonderful. Wake me up when he's gone. Serena. Prosperity, he's like the most hated. When I put the video on, people are like, I can't with him. Share this stream out on your various forms of social media, please, folks. Thank you so much. He's doing all this for these illegal monsters so he can stay in power, because that's the only way he's going to be able to. Nobody else would vote for him. Tina, that's a very valid point. Very valid.
We will protect every community that is under attack in Chicago, because we are one city. And what happens to one of us, it affects all of us. Chicago is worth protecting. This is our city.
Oh.
We bend to no one, and we cannot be broken. I know the storms have rattled us and people are drowning in the despair of hopelessness. But Chicago is alive. A revival is here. They chose the wrong city to pick a fight with. We are Chicago. We've been through a lot worse than this. We will come out of this, you all. We will come out stronger and more united as a city. We will be stronger than we've ever been before. I can literally see the dawn of a new day. I can
Prosperity said that ninja.
see the hopes and aspirations of our ancestors that dreamed that Black, brown, and white and Asian folks from all over the city can come together united to beat back against tyranny, but also to ensure that we build a city that works for everyone, no matter what corner of the city you live in, no matter where you come from, whether you are a descendant of slaves or you an immigrant, you belong in the greatest freaking city in the world, the city of Chicago. This is our time, Chicago. We will stand up for justice. We will put forth a budget that protects us from tyranny. I'm committed to working with you, City Council, to ensure that every single Chicagoan can live justly and can live prosperly. Thank you all. God bless you.
Why is he laughing? Oh my God. I can't with him. Okay, so no one, I hope no one has thrown up their dinner. He's actually sweating to get those lies. Prosperity. Oh my God. You know, Prosperity comes and tells us everything. All right. So all these things he's saying, I'm just looking at him like, what? All right. So Miss Prosperity just shared these videos with me, and now I am sharing them with you. Yeah, every time he opens his mouth, he just tells lies. Oh my God. Oh, wow. I hope you're enjoying this. We have to stay on him because we cannot let this go. All right, here we go.
With the full force of government today to demonstrate that Chicago is a welcoming city.
He's still saying that, but you want federal money. So this weirdo is on some strong drug. Sherry, yes. Oh my God. Tina, of course he is. Yes, he's very irritating. Why is anyone in that room still sitting there listening to this dribble? Share. I don't know, but I'd be running out of there.
Regardless of who's in the White House, Chicago is a city that opens its arms to people from around the globe. We will continue to protect civil and human rights, and we welcome all individuals and families who want to work, live, and thrive here in our beloved city.
Slow your roll. You're not speaking for all of us. We're going to look at some of the aldermen that received donations from the landlord of this building for political purposes. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get started.
Footage shows people, including women carrying children, being led away by federal agents. We're told it was Border Patrol, the FBI, ATF, and more who joined forces to find members of the infamous Tren de Aragua gang. They were on the hunt for people accused of drug trafficking or who had outstanding weapons charges. A building resident took CBS News Chicago crews inside to show us holes in the wall that he says are a result of Tuesday's raid.
Like they had it planned out for weeks. It was like a movie. I got it on recording on my phone and everything. It was like a movie. It was really scary. They had my boyfriend locked up. Yeah.
He's a citizen?
He's a citizen. He's black. Yeah, he's a citizen.
The more that we refuse to cooperate with our federal partners in addressing these matters, the more that they're going to take matters into their own hands.
The Department of Homeland Security confirming this morning their target of a Venezuelan gang in an apartment complex on 75th and South Shore Drive. Hundreds of agents were on site and seen breaking down fences and doors to get inside. DHS confirms 37 people were arrested. In a statement to ABC7, they say the location was known to be frequented by Tren de Aragua members and their associates. Some of the targeted subjects are believed to be involved in drug trafficking and distribution, weapons crimes, and immigration violators. ABC7 confirmed that the building raided was the site of a murder of a migrant by an alleged gang member.
Whatever the minor inconveniences that people had to deal with the execution of this warrant will pale in comparison to the relief that they will have knowing that those individuals, those Tren de Aragua gang members from Venezuela, are no longer there.
This story by Robert Herguth and Sophie Sherry that was just released references some new updates. Landlord Corey Oliver gave campaign money to more than a dozen members of the city council this year. That includes Alderman Greg Mitchell, 7th Ward, former Alderman Walter Burnett from the 27th Ward, who is also Brandon Johnson's choice for Chicago Housing Authority position, and recipient of $500 from the Neighborhood Building Owners Alliance PAC. Corey Oliver of Strength and Management LLC, who oversees 7500 South Shore Drive that was targeted by a deportation sting on September 30th. Others of the Aldermanic Committee includes Nicole Lee of the 14th Ward for $1,500. Alderman Brendan Riley of the 42nd Ward of $1K. Alderman Brian Hopkins.
Can you hear it? Jeremiah, thank you for the super chat. Love Jeremiah says, Brandon Johnson is definitely an eccentric, using the original meaning of a word that's being misused for LGBT relation. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So you see, our sister Prosperity has the receipts. So this is why these people, these aldermen, don't listen. They're not there for their constituents. They're there to make this money. How you doing, Vicky? Blexit da Communita. How are you doing? Yeah. Those of you who are here, hit that like button. If you're enjoying this content and you're not already subscribed, today is your day.
Of the 2nd Ward in downtown Chicago for $500, along with Monique Scott, 24th Ward, Alderman Bill Conway, 34th Ward, and presumed seeking the mayoral seat in 2027, Alderman Timmy Knudsen, 43rd Ward, and Deborah Silverstein, 50th Ward, all received donations. Let's learn more from this story.
That was a known empty apartment complex that the city knew of, that it was known TDA members were in that building. We knew there were going to be weapons in that location. There were people living in squatting in vacant apartments.
Going back to 2023, the PAC also gave Alderman Gilbert Villegas from the 36th Ward $6,000. Alderman George Cardenas, now a Cook County Board of Review Commissioner, $1,500. And Cook County Commissioner Jocelyn Morita received $500. Jumping back to Alderman Greg Mitchell, 7th Ward, who is representing the South Shore Ward.
So again, you're wondering why things are as bad as they are. As we said, everyone is bought and paid for. They're not there for you. They are there to fill their pockets. All of them.
Received $500 back in 2023. U.S. Rep. Danny K. Davis received $300 in campaign funds in 2020. He is now retiring and has endorsed LaShawn K. Ford, who is still trying to figure out how to get mayoral recall established from over 1 decade ago. The raid on this building exposed the dilapidated conditions which already existed and complained by citizens living in the building for years. Some of the conditions included bug infestation, feces on walls, non-working elevators, garbage, and crime. One citizen said the conditions took a nosedive after Oliver's company was hired last year. The owner is a Wisconsin resident, Tim Flood. Although the focus is on involving politicians for the purpose of calling themselves the voice of the neighborhood housing industry in the area of critical public discussions, according to Bornstein, the chairman, the money may go to pro-real estate or pro-development, where a politician might get a check. Now, let's pivot to the north side from a story with Chicago City Wire and speak about another alderman that made it in the news for housing. She and her wife are living at a residence which is designed for a low-income cooperative, but her and her wife exceeds over $200,000 a year.
Whoa.
Rogers Park Residence has a problem with that since this was designed for lower-income occupants and believe the PAC is not enforcing the rules for them. There is also scrutiny with the political climate regarding Haddon. Haddon's wife, Natalia Vera, was reported going to businesses and threatening them for displaying others' campaign signs to the degree of affecting their business license. A business owner said favorable treatment was shown if they showed Haddon support, but for those who didn't, they faced scrutiny. The businesses fear retaliation from her and her staff of
Conspiracy queen. Hey, prosperity. She has the receipts. Summer Shield. I don't know. Yeah, she's putting it out here. And I'm glad because this shows you why things are as bad as they are. These people, not just Emperor Johnson, these older men and women, they are not there for you. Okay?
having the building department called or the health department if they place an opponent's sign in their windows. Some of the residents complained about conduct on social media platforms. Residents in her ward has complained about the tensions, crime, and public safety. Her supporters are radical left progressives, and there is doubt from non-supporters of her being reelected or obtaining a higher office. If you found this information helpful, be sure to hit the like button.
Yeah, so again, prosperity. She is exposing everything. I love it. OMG. I absolutely love it. And she had another. And I wanted to show you. So you hear in that video, I want to remind you about this. Brandon Johnson. He said he wants to do what was best for black and brown and white. Well, we already know he's racist. Hold on. And see, I'm not letting this go. We have already woman calls. Okay. Yeah, I will not let this go. Remember, Brandon Johnson now, he's going to do for black and brown and white. No, you're not. Stop it. Remember, he was busted. Hired black. Well, what about white applicants?
Racist. Mayor Johnson.
Yeah.
Please turn the mic on. Thank you. Real Chicagoans woke up this morning relieved that the Department of Justice is finally investigating your race hustle. As someone who grew up on the south side of Chicago, I've heard a lot of race hustlers in my life, trust me, but they were usually marching around outside of City Hall, which is what makes this so embarrassing and dangerous. Very, very dangerous to the city of Chicago.
Okay, we need the question.
I'm more than happy to ask this question. It's long overdue. For over a year, real Chicagoans, white and black, have been telling me that your black power rhetoric is bringing the city backwards from a place that
we need the question.
Had overcome. You want the question?
Please.
Real Chicagoans want to know, why are you a racist?
Well, first of all, I reject the idea and the premise that somehow that's an actual legitimate question.
You want that?
All right, we're going to go to the next one. Alice?
The next question, my follow-up question is a businessman, Robert Gomez, had his riverfront restaurant license yanked. You said that the reason you hire black people is because they're the most generous race on the planet. His riverfront restaurant license was yanked and given to a black restaurateur. That seems
okay. So, and President Trump was saying something about this too, because he's up here talking about black and brown and white, but you're discriminating against white. Make it make sense, people.
That has, once again, reinforced the belief among real Chicagoans, white and black and Mexican, that you are a racist. What do you say to those people?
Again, I reject the premise that somehow that your question has any legitimacy.
So when he doesn't want to answer your question, he comes back with this dribble.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. We'll go to Alice.
Thank you.
The number one employer of our people is our people. What I'm saying is.
So you know what he's saying, our people, meaning black. Oops, the quiet part out loud. Brandon. Yeah, Trump was even talking a reference to this. talking about hiring our people. What about hiring, right, qualified people who can actually do the job? Oh, that's right. You don't want to do that. Okay.
When you hire our people, we always look out for everybody else. We are the most generous people on the planet. The deputy mayor is a black woman. Department of Planning and Development is a black woman. Infrastructure deputy.
So again, that what have we been talking about on this channel forever? Gender and identity politics. But our question is, can they do the job? And we never get an answer. Blexit, Brandon Johnson doesn't do anything for Black Chicago either. Boom, thank you. So he's sitting up here telling lies the whole time. He's letting the Austin neighborhood become more and more Hispanic when it's home of the Black middle class on the west side of Chicago. Thank you, Blexit, for telling. Yeah, and we know he's just up here lying. That's all he does. He's not doing anything for American citizens, white or black. You can forget it. You have to be illegal. Was this fool born in Surrey? I think so, Saria. Woo! Jacqueline said they're waking up. Dirty Democrats. Yes. Conspiracy Queen, I heard our people, rich people, are the most generous. Okay, Conspiracy. All right.
Mayor is a black woman. Chief Operations Officer is a black man. Budget Director is a black woman. Senior Advisor is a black man. One thing that I know for sure that I have to do over these next 2 years, every single dime that our people have been robbed of, I want to make sure that that is returned 2, 3-fold. We have 6.
You're the one. You're the man that have been robbing them. What are you talking? What are you talking about? Did you hear what he just said? Oh, he is full of it. Oh my God, I can't with him.
Developers that have received the first $30 million for investment. 6 developers. Of those 6 developers, 5 of them are black and 3 are women. BOA Construction received the prime construction contract at O'Hare under my administration. It's the first black prime construction worker company to have a prime contract anywhere in the United States of America. The table is designed for our people to sit at, the main table, the main course.
Now he keeps saying our people, and for people that don't understand what he's saying, he means black. Well, what about the white constituents, the Hispanic constituents that voted for you? But you're just up here talking about black people, and we know that's a con and that's a lie anyway. Stop it. Blexit. Brandon Johnson lives in the Midway Park section of South Austin, an upper middle class section with mansions and large apartments. Yet crime is happening over there now more than ever. Blexit, good. Let him be exposed. He is sickening, and so is that old almost about to kick the bucket bootleg knockoff of a pen. Oh my God, my girl. Woo! MAGA, that's why I'm explaining to you. MAGA said, I thought he meant Americans when he said our people. No, MAGA. He's talking about black. When he says our people, black, and he's talking about everything he's done for black. What about white, Hispanic, Asian constituents that voted for you, right? And what he's saying out of his mouth is a lie anyway. He doesn't do for anyone except illegals. So he's not saying the Democrats are the most generous people. He's saying black people. Yes, MAGA. Boom. There you go. And Prosperity will tell you, like I just said, he's lying.
The main investments to
Prosperity said he's done nothing for blacks. Conspiracy Queen said he's done. So he's just up there lying. He's done nothing for any of them, black or white or Hispanic or Asian Americans. You have to be illegal.
Ensure that these professional services, that our people get a chance to participate in them.
Oh my God. Woo. He just goes on and on and on. Oh my God. Let me see. I think Miss Prosperity. There's another video Miss Prosperity shared with me that I will share with you. Hit that like button if you are enjoying this content. Okay, Prosperity has titled him King of the Illegals. Oh my God. All right, here we go.
The audacity to be offended as he compared those called illegal aliens with the title of slaves. He absolutely stands 10 feet tall for illegals and never displayed this kind of passion for the blacks. It is validated that those are his people, not the blacks.
Whoop! I hope you heard that, folks. So even though he was sitting there with that black preacher talking about our people, making it seem like he was, for black people, even though he's black and he's not. You heard what our great sister just told you. So listen to what she's telling you. She is telling the truth.
Check this out.
Prosecuted. So the answer to your question is no. This president is more interested in prosecuting us than in working with us or in listening to us. When we finally were able to meet with him to talk about the government shutdown and healthcare, Leader Jeffries told us that it seemed as if this president was hearing this information.
She believed what Jeffries said when the Democrats are holding the government hostage to continue giving the illegals free health care.
For the very first time, that people were going to have health care premiums quadruple at the very least. So we all should be asking the president to listen to the citizens.
Citizens check, illegal no.
And community residents throughout this country about the war he is waging on the entire country, let alone Chicago.
No accountability at all.
Shy Guardian Deep South Press Corps, Mark Armstrong. So it's come to our attention through our calling sources, Mr. Mayor, that you're supposed to have filed a report on spending on illegal aliens in Chicago with the White House by now.
When real questions are asked, look at the expression.
What's happening with that? What has happened with that?
We don't have illegal aliens. I don't know if that's some sort of sci-fi message that you're looking at. Well, listen, the legal term for my people were slaves. You want me to use that term?
He's going right back to when our people were slaves. Again, this is 2025, sir, Emperor Johnson. We don't want to hear that crap that you're saying. That's not making anyone emotional. You're full of it.
So look, let's just get the language right. We're talking about undocumented individuals that are human beings. The last thing that I'm going to do is accept the type of racist,
that coming from a racist.
nasty language to describe human beings. And so as far as our spending on Chicagoans, I put forth a $16.7 billion balanced budget that ensures that we're investing in education, transportation, housing, youth employment, environmental justice, as well as ensuring that we have safe communities. And we are going to challenge the ultra wealthy to pay their fair share. He's more than happy to look at that budget.
Let me just, excuse me, let me just say something here. Let me just say something right here. It is very important that people in Illinois and across the country understand the immigration system is a civil system. Undocumented presence in the United States is not a criminal offense. And so thank you for the clarification on language right here.
Yes.
Right. Millions, Tina, millions that he has squandered. People like our great sister, Prosperity, like Citizen Kane, their tax money spent on illegals. My daughter is Hispanic on her father's side, and they can go get, okay, Jackie. I don't know what Jackie is saying. 99% of that will go straight to nonprofit think tanks, right back to these rich people. Okay, conspiracy queen. From going up to Citizen Kane. Oh, that guy's name is Bill Kelly, right? He was blocked from going up to a West Loop presser with Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson cannot stand that guy. He cannot. That is kind of evident. All right. All right. Okay. And there was one more that our great sister shared with us. Hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. Okay, Jackie. Let me see. Let me cue this up for you. So we're just going to continue to expose this guy. We are not letting him off the hook. Here we go.
This hypocrite comment about the hypocrisy of this female Democrat. There was no problem for the illegals to call a retired Black American lazy, but they have a problem with their people being called lazy after ripping off the American people. You just can't make this up. Let's look back at one of our original footages captured with the illegal man having the boldness to spew out his comments on American soil. Tell us your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe. Here it is.
President Trump and Secretary Christie Noem are spreading racist lies that immigrants are lazy and don't work. Well, guess
Many of
what?
the illegals stated that the Americans work for them, so they can keep living their lavish lifestyles off our taxes. Do you recall that?
No more money for you! No more money for you! It's lazy! You lazy!
Well, guess what? They arrested her while she was working. We don't know why she was detained, but if Laura is deported to her home country, she has every reason to fear that she will be killed.
Deportation options were to leave and get paid to leave.
Yeah.
With the ability to come back, or don't leave and not allowed to come back to America. We have laws in America. Break them and deal with the consequences.
And again, we as American citizens cannot go anywhere and just, oh, I'm staying here and get free services. That's not how that works. Big Cat, how you doing? You made it, love. Thank you for the super chat. And we are still exposing Brandon Johnson. I'm sending you some cat hearts in the comment section. Thank you so much, love. All right, there we go. So yeah, thank you for those clips. And I don't know who this is. I was just going to let you see some homeless people here on I exposed him when he was supporting those bleeping illegals. Prosperity, you exposed him several times. And I was ecstatic. So let me show you just a short clip here on Instagram. So again, I think it's showing. All right. Blexit. My friend lives 1 block away from Brandon Johnson on Huron in Mayfield. Okay. I'd get billboards, bumper stickers, signs exposing what a fraud. Greg, you better believe it. So I just want to do, like I said, I was on Instagram and let me show you. You again, Stu Fitness, whoever that is, says, this is how Chicago mayor treats the true residents of Chicago while prioritizing illegal migrants. Our own homeless, our neighbors are sleeping on the streets, lying on cold concrete, begging for help. Yet this administration is fighting to provide illegal migrants with free house. Now, you know, they've already done this, but they're fighting to continue this fraud against the American taxpayer. Okay? Just call her Mari because she exposes everything conspiracy. You got, hey, we could call Sister Prosperity Ricky Lake, or who are some of those other talk show hosts that we used to watch? Joan Rivers, Can We Talk? Ricky Lake, who are all those other? Donahue, Oprah. Thank you so much for the super chat. Jeremiah says, hold on, let me give Jeremiah some hearts. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. There are your hearts that I'm sending you. Jeremiah says, only because Billy Kelly was trying to get Brandon Johnson to understand that crime isn't down, asking if he'd feel the same way if his family was in danger of being unalive. That's why he was banned. Yeah, Jeremiah, he can't stand to see that guy. And you could just tell all the life goes out of him, and he just stands there and stares at him like the deer in the proverbial headlights. He cannot stand. Jenny Jones. I used to watch Jenny Jones and Phil Donahue and Oprah years ago. Geraldo, yes. Sally Jesse Raphael, I used to watch her too. Yes, Jeffrey, yes. As of July 1st, they were feeding healthcare money again in Chicago. That woo, Prosperity's calling him some tough words there. Woo! That also gave them private rehabbed living quarter in the shelter. Thank you, Prosperity. And that's why I'm showing you, look at these American citizens who were homeless, as our sister Prosperity told us, for various reasons. They've done nothing for them. And then you bring people in illegally and give them money and shelter. Make it make sense. So, let me finish this. Oh my God. After finishing a Fox Business interview, I was in an Uber when I saw people living under a viaduct. Something in my spirit said, go back. So I did. I returned to speak with the forgotten residents, and what they shared with me broke my heart. So I hope this lady, I hope she helped them out, you know. Prosperity, I lived out. Where did you live briefly? Morton Downey. Oh, yeah. I used to love him. He used to curse everyone out, and he smoked cigarettes the whole time. God rest his soul. Yes, I used to watch Morton Downey. Zip it. Shut up. So yeah, so I read that. So I just wanted to show you this short. But everything in Chicago is great. Crime is down. American citizens are not being, hit that like button for me, folks. We're almost to 60 likes. And driver's licenses so they can vote. Brenda, that was the end game anyway. Whoop. You know it. So let me show you here. They were talking to this some lady was talking to this homeless couple here.
They promised housing. Yeah, they promised housing.
The city promised them housing, but they never heard from them. So these are American citizens who are out there homeless for whatever reason, right? No, I'm not judging, because, things happen in people's life. We don't know why, what happened, but they were promised, but they're left out in the cold. And we know Chicago can have some cold winters. So American citizens, that's part of my title, as usual, are being ignored. Bill Kelly always calls out Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker at their presser. Oh, I love him.
I ain't got it. You said they promised housing, but I ain't got it.
Sister Prosperity, I think you shared with me a video. Hold on. Let me find that, and then we'll get out of here. Let me find that video you shared of the homeless man. Just so sad. So if you're an American citizen, you're just going to come up short. That's just how it goes. They are not doing anything for you. Okay, I'm trying to cue it up. Hit that like button, folks. Also, hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Conspiracy Queen, I can't either. We can't go to any other country and do the same. No, Tina. And you go to another country, you're not staying, and they're not giving you $9,000, $10,000 a month in food stamps, free housing at 3- and 4-star hotels. Nothing. You're on your own. And when your time is up, you have to go. Brenda, you're fine, love. Jeremiah, an illegal can get a CDL not knowing the law or how to read signs or English. But me as a U.S. citizen can't get a CDL because I can't drive a car. Right. Make it make sense, Jeremiah. All right. Let me cue this up. This will be our last video. Then we'll get out of here. Okay, folks? Okay. So this was our great sister Prosperity. And it's just heart-wrenching. And this guy is an American citizen. Why can't you do something for him? Sister Prosperity just dropped her channel link. If you're not already subscribed, please do so now. She gets all this great content and she shares it with us.
You got something? You give him something. Hello. Are you good out there, out here?
I just, the only thing I stopped getting because I was getting my medicine, my asthma pump, and my blood pressure medicine, and my pain medicine. They want you to pay copay now. So she told me $11.50. I said, I go downtown and hold a cup. I don't usually do this. I usually just go to the center somewhere and just sit all day to the shelter open, then I go in.
So you're homeless?
Yeah, I'm homeless, and I'm just trying to get the medicine. I've been out here freezing about 4 hours now.
But you do have a center that you can go into?
Yeah, the shelter, you can go in the shelter at 6 o'clock. So I go to 10 South Kearsley and I sit. But I went to CVS. They put my medicine from the county hospital at CVS. And she told me I got to pay $11.50. I never had to pay. Now they're making us pay.
I understand.
And I ain't got no asthma pump, no blood pressure medicine, no pain medicine. And the only thing I could think of was go downtown and just stand up, hold a cup.
How about over there at Cook County Hospital?
They won't do it. I went back there. I told the lady I cannot afford to pay for my medicine. I don't have no income.
Cook County is taxpayers paying for that.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have to pay
tell
anything.
Me that, you don't have no insurance. And she told me I need to go to room 1190 and get Obamacare, something she was saying. And I went to room 1190 and they talking about tomorrow to come back.
But you're homeless. But you're homeless.
I told her, I said, lady, what am I do without an asthma pump? My blood pressure's up sky high when I went in Walgreens and checked. And these people, they don't care.
You heard what he said. They do not. You have to be an illegal.
They don't care. You know, and I said, I just stand out here in the cold and just pray. That's why I've just been praying to God. God, just help me.
Well, we're going to stand in agreement with you. What is your first name?
Albert.
Albert?
Yes.
We're going to stand in agreement with you that you get the support and the help you need.
Okay.
Okay, and God bless you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all.
Sure.
Thank you all.
And you see a great sister. She has words here. And again, for many reasons. Yeah. Nemo, yeah. So that's not right. And again, there's many Americans of various races, ethnicities, who could use some help. Yes, Jeremiah, me too. And this is what angers me. You do nothing for American citizens. You do everything for illegals. Make it, and the Democrats still don't get it. And they're still dying on that hill. And they don't understand or they don't want to see the truth. The American people voted against this. The hill you're dying on, the American people don't support you. Yes, Jeremiah. Yes, love. Yes. Yes, conspiracy queen. Right, conspiracy queen. And our great sister had, some words here for us. And I agree. Okay, our great sister does such a wonderful job with all of that. So again, We talked about, if you came in a little late, yeah, prosperity. Yeah, that one, oh boy. Oof, that's sad. But you had Brandon Johnson up there talking about, he's doing for black people. Chicago Halls fighting for the homeless. Yeah, they're fighting for the homeless, all right. I have one more video to share with you that our great sister just shared with me. So yeah, they're out here. Oh, we're fighting for Chicago. You're fighting for illegals, and that's all you're fighting for. And this has been going on because remember, while Biden was in office, let me close this. This has been going on. So if someone knows they can go somewhere and get free money, guess what? They're going. So Miss Prosperity, I'm trying to see if I can pull up this latest video that you shared with me. And this wasn't this year, but that's okay. They're talking about they're fighting for homelessness. So again, Prosperity has the receipts and she is exposing them. So this has been going on. Nothing new to see here. And so it may not be this year, but again, I'm sharing it with you so you can see they are full of it. Okay, so let me get this one going and then we're done. Promise. All right, here we go. Okay, let me see if I can get it going. I hope you are enjoying this, and it's not a long video, but all right, there we go. I still want you to see it. Okay, thank you, Prosperity. So you can see this has been ongoing. The entire Biden-Harris administration. This is what they did. They did nothing for American citizens.
The Humboldt Park community has a growing homeless encampment in its namesake park. It's raising concerns for some residents and prompting local officials to find long-term solutions. But it's also not an issue particular to Humboldt Park. According to the Chicago Coalition of the Homeless, more than 65,000 Chicagoans are currently unhoused.
So again, now this was 2023. How many Chicagoans were currently unhoused at that time? 65,000. What did they do for them? Oh, that's right. They're Americans. They didn't do anything.
Joining us now with more on this are Alderperson Jesse Fuentes of the 26th Ward, Bruce Perry with the Illinois Union of the Homeless, and Cook County Commissioner Anthony Quesada of the 8th District, which includes parts of Humboldt Park. Alderperson Fuentes, let's start with you. You've met with many of the folks living in the tents in your ward. What are you hearing from them?
Absolutely. I think that first, the survey that we did at the tent encampment was going there to speak to these individuals on a one-on-one.
She's the one who just got into the tussle with the ICE agents.
Basis so that they feel humanized and dignified, and that there wasn't one broad stroke of stereotypes that were tagged to them, but rather I was there to affirm their lived experiences, and their needs are diverse. We have individuals in that tent encampment who are veterans who have served this country who cannot afford to live in the city of Chicago. We have individuals who were
what have you done for them? All of those homes that you gave to illegals, why didn't you go get those homeless veterans? Stop it.
Evicted promptly after COVID. We have individuals who have historical and generational trauma and need the wraparound supports. And so that interview and that time to be able to have those relationships and restore that trust with our unhoused neighbors was important, because we know a one-size-fits-all solution is not going to work here.
I'm not against anyone coming in here legally. I want to say that clearly. But for those who have not, They don't top us. They don't go before us. We're not last in line. $9,000 going to illegals, but those who live here have not gotten funding yet. Many people homeless. My husband is a veteran. Now, you know, I got a heart for that, but we got a lot of these on the street. And I also have been one that worked in food pantries, also helping people who are on the streets. They need to be taken care of. Yep. They need to stop being neglected, because if we don't have a voice here, we will have a voice out there. And those aldermen who are not caring, okay.
Well, I went down to the Democrats' house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. I went down to the Democrats' house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Now it's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't no system gonna walk all over me.
So now we have a reporter here, and I'd like it if some, like Leela and some folks could get ready to do a live thing.
And once you guys are done with your rally, do you guys go back home, or do you stick around and try to make it better?
Well, we have a logistical problem, first of all, because we have some people that don't have a home to go to at the end of the march, and have been using the march as a place to sleep and be safe with other people. And recently, as a result of the Supreme Court, they criminalized homelessness in this country. And that's why in this country you can sleep outside to get some sports tickets or concert tickets, but you can't sleep outside if you don't have a place to live. You can go to jail for it.
All right, that's it for me.
Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I would like to know how the welcoming committee here in Chicago in this park, which is Humboldt Park, addressed you all.
I was absolutely disgusted. And the reason why I was disgusted is I was told over and over again what a progressive city Chicago is, what a progressive mayor it is, and instead we were threatened by the older person. We were told by the CPD after the mayor changed their mind yesterday and said that we could sleep here or reside here for a 48-hour vigil, prayer vigil in the middle of the night. The CPD changed their mind and threatened that if we had children around here, they would contact Child Protective Services. Now, is that a welcoming committee? I don't think so. We also have a letter that we have up on social media that they circulated and tried to get other homeless people to stand against us. But we weren't born yesterday. We understand that when you give money to different agencies, they have to do whatever it is that the mayor or the politicians tell you to do. Otherwise, they lose their money. So, but it's a sad day when they don't decide to step aside from that and lift up the larger moral issues.
Thank you.
Let's get started with Fuentes. Yeah, quit smiling. Because you're the one who decided you're going to kick out the homeless people that walked over 90 miles over here in Humboldt Park. Gave them bleep. I'm not going to curse, but fill in the blanks. So how foul is that?
And tried to get other homeless people to stand against us.
For American citizens, that they came to Humboldt Park. And you remember the day
Is she not on fire, folks?
For the DNC. How foul is that? Let's put you on blast.
For those who think they are not listening, publicly announcing can make a difference.
Okay. Hey, our great sister, keep putting them on blast. Yes, Prosperity. They sit up there and use all those big words. She calls them out on their nonsense. Woo! Got to give her a truth bomb for that. I love it. And that's all I have for you. Yes, Greg. Oh my God. I'm glad someone's there calling them out on that nonsense. And Prosperity gives them a voice, because some people who are affected by all of this, they're not going to go and stand and go toe to toe with Emperor Johnson or the city aldermen or women. So she's there fighting, and she's fighting for her family. She's fighting for them. Oh yeah, we have nothing but love. We've got nothing but love for you, baby. Woo! I'm just saying, she puts in the work. When I tell you she puts in the work, I'm not exaggerating. Trump 2028. Boom. Raul, you're new here. Have you subscribed to Love? It's going to take America many years to get out of what the Biden administration. Tina, yeah, and for the people who are already complaining, I'm like, are you kidding me? Shoot. I mean, you can't do it overnight. Prosperity. Oh, yeah. If you're new here, please sub up to her channel. I think, Raul, are you new here, love? I think you are. I think we can make it, though. Wonderful. Thank you. We must. Yeah. Prosperity makes me want to go out there and fight. But she's doing such a wonderful job. She doesn't need me. Woo! Are you reeling in the years? Storing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Yeah. Prosperity. If I was close enough, I would. Oh my God. Steely Dan, 1972 was a good year. Reeling in the years. Oh my God. MAGA, we need to get our own people taken care of before we start adding more people to the mix. MAGA, that's been my greatest frustration. Yeah. You're not doing anything for Americans. So I can't even, you can't even sit and talk to a person like that. And they're not changing. Jeffrey, yes, that was Steely Dan, 1972. I love Steely Dan. Saria, Prosperity, and Rolynn, thanks for this awesome chat tonight, and may God bless you both. Thank you, Saria. Yeah, and we're done. But I just wanted to share that with you. Prosperity gets the footage. She sends it to me. Hey, I share it. Tina, American citizens are intense all across this country. Boom. Tina, remember I made the joke? Hey, why don't we get them and they can go with us to the border. Well, we can't now because Trump's in office. When Biden was still in office, go down to the border, cross over, then cross over and come back. Boom. We'd have it made, right? Blessings to all of you. All of you have a blessed night. I will be live again tomorrow afternoon, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual, per usual. And everyone, please, if you go out, be safe. People are off. People are unhinged and they're off. So I'll be back. Yeah, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I enjoyed you. If you enjoyed the content, come on back. We'd be glad to have you. Yeah, Jeffrey, thank you, love. We'd be glad to have you to join the Rollins Reviews family again. And I'm going to go wash some clothes in the laundry room here. Me too, Roland. Okay, Mary. Yeah. So I'm going to talk to you in the comment section as long as you're there. Don't forget, if you're not busy, come leave comments up under the description box. That helps to trigger the YouTube algorithm. I love you. Be safe. And I'm coming to talk to you right now.